the play-by-play action as the Benton Rangers meet the host Goreville Blackcats in this middle game here on Friday night, and the game just completed. Harrisburg all over Johnston City, 62-31. Harrisburg will enter Saturday play with a pair of games tomorrow at 3-0. The Rangers trying to move to 2-1 in the tournament tonight against the Goreville Blackcats. Thanks very much for joining us tonight. Again, the Rangers at 1-2, Goreville at 1-1 overall on the year, and the Rangers trying to come off of a nice win on Tuesday night. A couple of afternoons of practice for Coach Ron Wymiller's team, and they're in here for a busy weekend. Here's our schedule. Over the weekend, we've got Goreville in here for a scheduled 7 o'clock start. We're going to be a little bit behind that. Then we come back in the morning at 11 a.m. To face Johnston City. And then tomorrow night, we're back in here at 8:30 for the final game of this tournament against the Harrisburg Bulldogs. So a busy weekend for the Rangers. Then they'll have 3 games in a span of about 28 hours. And along with that, 3 bus rides from Benton to Goreville, which is about probably an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes round trip. So it'll be a busy weekend for the Rangers, but they've had a couple of days off just playing in here on Tuesday night and getting the first win of this tournament with a solid win over the Egyptian Pharaohs. It'll be Egyptian and Anna Jonesboro in the finale here tonight at 8:30. And you got to believe Anna Jonesboro is a huge favorite in that game. And you also got to believe that AJ and Harrisburg will go at it tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Both of them will be 3-0 in the tournament. The Rangers would have to be rooting for Harrisburg a little bit to throw everybody with a loss. And then we give Benton a chance maybe to get at Harrisburg tomorrow night. So we'll see how it all shakes out. These round-robin tournaments can get a little bit crazy when you get a big bunch of games together like we're going to have this weekend. I want to remind you that our pregame show is brought to you by your Benton West City Subway. Get to know the Subway Simple 6 menu at Benton West City Subway. 6 of Subway's best 6-inch subs now in made-for-you meals for just $6 every day. Pick from tender turkey breast, sweet onion, chicken teriyaki, and more with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. $6 takes you all the way. Value made simple at your Benton West City Subway. Let's get a quick break in. We'll come back and continue with our pregame show here from Goreville back after these messages.
The annual holiday swap. Harold, you first.
Oh, it's a Subway card.
Wow.
Nice. Sharon?
I'm going to take the Subway card.
Oh, Harold, now you can choose a new gift.
I think I'll just take that Subway card right back.
Okay.
I don't think you can do that, Harold.
Stuff it, Glenn. This is between me and Sharon.
A Subway card is the gotta-have-it gift. With cards from $5 up to any amount, you'll get something for everyone. And they'll get their favorite subs, like the Big Hot Pastrami. Subway, eat fresh.
At participating restaurants.
At the 3 Weeks Auto dealerships in West Frankfort and Benton, we have 8 brands of vehicles to help meet your automotive needs. Chevy, Buick, GMC, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, Jeep, and Polaris. Don't buy anywhere else until you stop by and see us. We will match or beat any other dealer's price. That's the 3 Weeks Auto dealerships in West Frankfort and Benton. Small town dealers with big city savings.
Back to Rangers basketball on Q106.
Welcome back to the 3rd annual Goreville Invitational. Glad to have you alongside tonight. I'm Jim Muir, Benton Ranger basketball. It is straight ahead here, about 10 minutes before we get ready to go with this one. I had a chance to chat just a few moments ago with Benton Ranger head basketball coach Ron Wymiller. He certainly, his team at 1-1 in this tournament. Benton sort of stuck its toe in here on Monday night. Defeated by Anna Jonesboro, with the Rangers had a difficult time taking care of the basketball, 25 turnovers. And Coach Wymiller, we got a chance to visit with him, talk a little bit about this busy weekend and about this matchup tonight against Goreville. Here's Benton coach Ron Wymiller. Tonight starts a very busy weekend, not only with basketball games, 3 trips from Benton to Goreville. 3 games in about 26 hours. Man, talk about the weekend here at the 3rd annual Goreville. So riding the bus 3 times would be different for us, but
our schedule sets up pretty good where we can go home. It's not like we got to go to Marion and kill 4 or 5 hours. I mean, it works out good. We'll play tomorrow morning, and then we'll jump right on the bus. We'll go home and come back and play Harrisburg tomorrow night. So the schedule works out pretty good for us. It is 3 trips, but they're not long trips, and hopefully it'll get us used to playing 3 games in 24 hours.
And we found out a long time ago that these round-robin tournaments, there's some crazy things can happen in a weekend play. Still, Benton won the game against Harrisburg. And, of course, Goreville and Johnson City off. But Benton still in control of its own destiny. That's what these covers take that.
On the 2 o'clock game tomorrow, doesn't have a complete control, but we can't even worry about ourselves. I mean, we take care of business tonight. We're very young, but very talented team, and really kind of put the pressure on them to make some plays. I mean, they're going to be good. They're like we were a year ago when everybody got on the field. A lot of young guys are still trying to find their way. Young guys are still looking for them. They're very competitive with themselves. They're also competitive on the floor, and they still great next couple of years.
Coming out of Thanksgiving, the rest of Saturday, when you have Sunday, this tournament Monday. Again, your team is going to practice on Wednesday and Thursday. Talk about those days in preparation for the weekend.
Well, tweak some things off, some things that we watch tapes with staff, we kind of just, okay, what do you see? This is what's on. Able to tweak a couple things that we think will open up the floor and will increase our spacing. But I'll go back to this. You watch those first 2 games. We did not play terrible except for about a 6-minute stretch against Anna. We took pretty good shots. We may have shot it a little too fast. But the main thing is when the ball goes in, you feel better about things. And Egyptian's not a great team, but the ball went in. And, the first thing that Ox said when he came off the floor on Tuesday was, I think I fixed it. If he believes it, I don't care if he did or not. But as long as our guys, you could see, play with a lot more confidence as that game went on. I feel like the first 3 or 4 minutes we played tight. It was almost like, are we going to shoot it like this again? And our guys shoot it too well to struggle for a long period. And hopefully we've kind of busted out of that funk, and it was only 2 games.
And while it's a quick 3-game pace down here, it's still 1 game at a time. Talk about Goreville. What do the Rangers have to do? What are the keys tonight against the Goreville Black Cats?
Well, they're going to sit back in the zone, and so we got to shoot it well, and we got to not only shoot it well, we got to take shots from the guys that we want to shoot it. So we got to show some patience offensively and move the ball and really share it and play inside out. Rich has had a great first 2 games of the tournament, so we got to make them honor it. We got to make Goreville honor him early and play inside out, and then we got to not get crushed on the glass. I mean, I'll say that probably about every game because Goreville's little, but they get after it and they get on the glass. And Webb may be one of the best freshmen in the South. We got to not let him get going because he's capable of having a big game.
And that's been Ranger head basketball coach Ron Weinmiller. Good luck tonight against Goreville.
Thanks, Jim. We'll see you after the game.
Back after these messages. We will keep it here at Goreville. Missed that break. We apologize for that, but we'll keep it here and get you set for the start of this game. The clock running about 3 minutes to go here before the start of the Goreville and Benton game. The Rangers will look at the starting lineups here for tonight's matchup. The second game here tonight, in the first game, it was Johnson City being defeated by Harrisburg. Harrisburg moved to 3-0 with a 62-31 victory over the Johnson City Indians. So Harrisburg at 3-0, Johnson City at 0-3, and also AJ at 2-0, and AJ will be playing in the nightcap tonight against the Egyptian, who has really struggled in this tournament. So you've got to believe that AJ has got a great chance to move to 3-0 for that matchup tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock against Harrisburg. Of course, that game will have a big bearing on what the Benton and Harrisburg game is like on tomorrow night at 8:30. So a lot to be determined yet here from the third annual Goreville Invitation. I want to remind you that our starting lineups tonight brought to you by Martin's Restaurant and Catering, located at 412 East Main Street in Benton. Martin's Restaurant and Catering is a longtime sponsor of Benton Ranger and Rangerettes basketball. Stop by and see Bob Martin and his fine staff, and check out those daily lunch specials and those very good homemade pies. That's Martin's Restaurant and Catering. They bring you our starting lineups here on Benton Ranger basketball. Our starting lineups tonight look like this. First, for the Goreville Blackcats, they'll be the home team here tonight. They'll go with at one guard, Kyle Kinder. Kinder is a 6-foot junior. At the other guard, it will be Jonathan Troop. Troop is a 6-foot junior. At a forward spot, it'll be Davis Helton. Helton is a 6-foot 2-inch sophomore. At the other forward spot, it'll be Braden Webb. He is a 5-foot 9-inch freshman. And rounding out the lineup will be the center, Brant Glidewell. He is a 6-foot 3-inch sophomore. So it's Kinder, Glidewell, Webb, Davis Helton, and Jonathan Troop for Coach Todd Tripp and the Goreville Blackcats. For the Rangers, they'll go with the lineup they have sort of settled into. That will be, at one guard, it will be Chase Owens. At the other guard, it'll be Derek Oxford. At the forward spots, it'll be Cruz Hayes. At the third guard spot, it'll be Trey McDaniel. At a forward spot, it'll be Cruz Hayes, and in the center position, it'll be Brendan Richardson. Owens is a junior. McDaniel is senior, the only senior on the team. Oxford is a sophomore. Hayes a junior, and Richardson is a junior for the Benton Rangers. The Rangers are at 1-2, and Goreville is at 1-1 in this tournament. I want to remind you again that our pregame show is being brought to you tonight by your Benton West City Subway. A Subway gift card is the gotta-have a gift this holiday season from $5 on up. You can give the holiday season's perfect gift, Subway. Available now at your Benton West City Subway. That's your Benton West City Subway. We'll bring you our pregame show here tonight on Benton Ranger basketball. And as you heard Coach Ron Weinmiller say, the keys to this game, he believes, is hitting the boards and keeping Goreville off the glass, not letting Goreville hurt Benton with that zone, and Benton's got to shoot the basketball well. And I'm going to toss in also the turnover situation. That's something Benton will have to watch tonight. 25 turnovers on Monday night. Benton was defeated by Anna Jonesboro, and that was the difference in the ball game, as the Rangers just really struggled to take care of the ball. So turnovers tonight will be one of the big keys if Benton can keep those under control. I want to remind you our keys to the game being brought to you by Heartland Office Supply in Benton. From paper clips to office furniture, Heartland Office Supply is your one-stop shopping spot for all your office supply needs. Inkjet cartridges, toner for copiers, file folders, envelopes, and custom order stamps. Heartland Office Supply has it all. Visit them online at heartlandofficesupply.com or give the good folks at Heartland a call at 435-4264. You can also shop online at heartlandofficesupply.com. Heartland Office Supply, located 111 Lawrence in Benton. They bring you our keys to the game here on Ranger basketball. The Rangers will be the visiting team here tonight. They're in their road maroon uniforms, in white numerals and white and gray stripes. And the Goreville Blackcats, the home team, that very familiar with white uniforms, turned out in black and gold, the numerals and lettering. Big crowd on hand here for this middle game on Friday night. Anna Jonesboro and Egyptian in the 8:30 contest here tonight. And we're not going to miss the 7 o'clock start too much. We're going to get out here about 7:10 with the start of this one. It's the Rangers and the Blackcats, and these two teams have played some very good basketball through the years in this tournament. I want to remind you that this Goreville team is a young team. They'll start 2 juniors, 2 sophomores, and a freshman. Of course, the difference between Benton, who will also start a sophomore, a senior, and 3 juniors. But the vast difference is the Benton underclassmen have got some varsity experience under the belt, where Coach Todd Tripp had a senior-heavy team last year with the likes of Jake Snell and also Keith Cavins, that had a great nucleus of players last year. And he lost heavy to graduation, so he's got a lot of new faces in the lineup this year. We're just about set to go here tonight. The officials for tonight's game, Greg Partridge, Dan Gannett, and Jeff Tarleton. The Rangers are going to move from my left to my right. Ball in the air, tip control by Gorville with the basketball. For the Black Cats, it's Braden Webb. Goes left side to Kinder. Kinder swings it back around to Davis Helton. Louisville moves around the perimeter. Here's a drive down the lane. Shot partially blocked by Richardson. And it's going to be Benton basketball. Last touch by the Gorville Black Cats. The Rangers with the basketball. McDaniel moves to his left to Chase Owens. Now to Derek Oxford back out top of the circle. They will go to Oxford. Now they swing it back around top between the circles to McDaniel. With the basketball, McDaniel drives the lane, shot up and in. Nice drive down the lane, and a left-handed shot by McDaniel. He gets the first bucket of the game. Rangers on the board. Benton leading it 2-0. With the basketball for the Black Cats, here is Davis Helton. Swings it around the perimeter. They go to Glidewell, and going to be last touch by the, pardon me, got a foul. Going to be on Chase Owens. His first, team first. And a big Gorville basketball. Braden Webb will trigger it. Gets it in to Johnson. True. Webb with the basketball goes left side to Kinder. Kinder now swings it around to Helton. Helton to Troop. Back to Helton. Helton on the drive baseline. Shot up off the glass net. Helton got the bucket. Davis Helton on the score. And we're tied at 2, 90 seconds in. Here's Oxford with the basketball. Oxford. Back top of the circle to McDaniel. Now down low to Richardson. Fake shot up and in. Richardson got the bucket. Brendan Richardson gets the bucket. And the Rangers lead it 4-2. With the basketball for Gorville, it is Helton. Swings it left side to Glidewell. Glidewell brings it back out beyond the arc. Left-hand dribble. Picks up his dribble. Looks. Still looks. Now gets it back to Kinder. Top of the circle is Kyle Kinder. Right side, they go to Truth, and out of bounds, last touch by Cruz Hayes. It'll be Gorville basketball. And triggering it inbound will be Kyle Kinder. Kinder will trigger. He looks. Still looks. Now finally gets it inbounded to Troop. Jonathan Troop. On the dribble, spins to the basket, kicks it back out to Helton. 3-point shot up, won't go. Fight for the rebound. Good job by Cruz Hayes. And a charging foul called on Chase Owens. That's one of those situations where Owens caught the ball looking toward the end line, and when he turned, the defensive player gave him no room whatsoever to even turn, and he ran him over, and he gets the foul. I think he's got to give him some room down there, but in any event, Gorville basketball. They trail 4-2 with the basketball. It is Helton. Swings it left side to Glidewell. Now back around to Webb, and loose ball. Benton has it. Here comes McDaniel. I just want to get out and go with it. McDaniel to the basket, up, and the ball hit the backboard. No call as he shot. One of the Gorville players slapped the backboard, and it's going to be Ron Weinmiller arguing with the official and saying, hey, he slapped the backboard down here on the shot. It's going to be to no avail, but in any event, he gets his 2 cents worth in. With the basketball, it is Gorville. Braden Webb gets it to Kinder, and gets across the line. There's that makeup call that doesn't exist. Benton with the basketball. Here's McDaniel to Oxford, back to McDaniel. They go down low to Richardson, shot up and in. Big Brendan Richardson picking up right where he left off on Tuesday night. He's got 4 here in the early going. Benton leads at 6-2. With the basketball, Helton to Glidewell, and it's going to be an over and back call. It's going to be an over and back call. And for some reason, Chase Owens decides to save it, and they get a basket out of it. Have no idea why he went after that ball. But in the event, he did and saved it. It was going to be an over and back on Floorville, but they get a bucket out of it. Now it's going to be a foul call. It will be a foul on and in the game will be Austin Wills. Austin Wills in to replace Chase Owens. It will be Benton basketball. And Rangers will trigger. Inbounds will come to McDaniel. He drives the lane, puts up a shot, and he's going to be fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Clay McDaniel will go to the line and shoot 2. Rangers lead at 6-4. And it'll be McDaniel on the line to shoot a pair. Free throw up and good. Daniel gets the first shot in. He has got 3. Second free throw by McDaniel around and good. Gets them both. And Benton leads at 8-4. The basketball, Webb, left side. Swing it around. The perimeter. Webb with the basketball. Double team. Kicks it down low. Here's a shot up. Won't go. Fight for the rebound. Up won't go. Again, fight for the rebound. They're probably going to get a foul out of it. In the game for Goreville is Noah Sheets. And going to the line for the Black Cats will be Jonathan Troop. 8-4. Rangers lead it. Free throw up by Troop, up and no good. Front rim, back rim, side rim, and fell off to the right side. He'll get one more. 8-4, 3:41 to go in our first quarter. Free throw up, missed them both. Rebound all over the back was Troop, no call. And they're going to say Benton basketball. Play very physical. We expected it would be. With the basketball, it'll be Trey McDaniel. McDaniel will bring it across the timeline to Oxford. Oxford has not had a shot yet. Here's his first. It's a 3. It's good. Derek Oxford hits a 3 ball, his first, and the Rangers lead at 11-4. With the basketball, Braden Webb, the freshman. Webb on the dribble, goes baseline. Shot block from behind by Richardson. Big Brendan Richardson, great block from behind. Last touch by the Rangers. It will be Benton basketball. In the game for Goreville is Peyton Massey. His coach Todd Tripp goes down his bench looking for a combination. Also in the game for Goreville will be Tanner Dunn. Triggering inbound will be Massey. He looks, finally gets it around to Helton. Now back to Schutz. Now back left side to Troop. Jonathan Troop, guarded by McDaniel. Loose ball, and they're going to call a foul on McDaniel. Foul on McDaniel, and Timmy Henson will be in the game pretty quickly. Henson picks up, McDaniel picks up his second foul. And it'll be Goreville basketball. With the basketball, Massey, left side to Schutz. Back around to Kinder. Now here is Schutz for 3 at the top of the circle. Won't go. Oxford on the rebound. Here come the Rangers. Benton leading it by 7, 11-4. Right side, Henson thought about the 3. Now it's back to Oxford for 3, and they say that they've got some perspiration or water on the floor over in front of the Goreville bench. That stops play. It'll be Benton basketball. 11-4 is our score. The Rangers in the lead. With 2:48 to go in the first quarter. They finally get, I think, taken care of over in front of the bench and in front of the Goreville bench. Gives me an opportunity to say hello to Ellie and Evie Tripp. Todd Tripp sent me a text message earlier. His two daughters home sick tonight. They're tuned in. Austin Wills for three out of the corner. Well, it's all going to be a foul on Richardson over the back. So hello to the Tripp sisters who are listening to the game tonight here on WQRL. Ellie and Evie. 11-4, Rangers lead it with 2:42 to go here in the first quarter. With the basketball, it'll be Peyton Massey across the timeline. Goes right side to Kinder. Now back to Helton. Davis Helton kicks it back around to Massey. Now to Schutz. Now back to Kinder. They play catch around the perimeter. Good defense by the Rangers. Here is Helton. Now to Kinder. Swings it around. Shot up and in by Tanner Dunn. And scores 11-6. Benton by 5 with 2 minutes remaining. Here in the first quarter. 11-6 our score. Here's Henson. Left side to Oxford for three-way off the mark. Won't go. And it's going to be Goreville basketball. Massey will bring it across the timeline for the Black Cats. 1:45 to go here in the first quarter. Benton leads it by 5. With the basketball, it's Helton. Davis Helton, right side to Schutz. Down low, slapped away. Benton has the basketball. Here's Wills. Outlets it to Oxford. Oxford to Wills. In the corner, Cruz. Down low, tried to go to Torres. Ball slaps away. It's going to be a foul on Cruz Hayes. Foul's going to be on Cruz, his first, and the team 16 fouls. So the Rangers digging themselves a hole here as far as foul trouble is concerned. They've got 6 team fouls. We still got a 1:21 to go in the first quarter. Shoots out of the game for Goreville, and back in the game is going to be Braden Webb, the freshman. He'll bring it across the timeline. Goreville down by 5, and they have the basketball. Here's a steal by Cruz Hayes to the basket, up and in. Cruz Hayes on the steal, gets the bucket. His first basket of the night. Benton back up by 7, 13-6. Cruz did a good job of reading the defense, and he just picked the pocket, went right on down the floor, uncontested layup. With the basketball, it is Kinder. Kinder spins into the lane, and shot up won't go. Fight for the rebound. Cruz has it. He's going to be fouled by Kinder. Be a non-shooting foul. It would be Benton basketball. 13 foul on Goreville. And a first foul on Kyle Kinder. Benton basketball leading it by 7 with 49 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Timmy Henson will bring it across the timeline, gets it to Oxford. Garrett back to Henson. Now, and he threw it away. Threw it right into the hands of Braden Webb, and he draws the foul and knocked out of bounds. Pardon me, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Goreville. Good defense that time by Oxford and Henson after the turnover. That plagued the Rangers on Tuesday night, the turnovers. A lot of them on those passes from the point back to the wing. Here is Henson. And he'll play for 1 here, 22 and counting. Here's Oxford. Goes back to Henson at 17. Henson left side to Wills at 15. Now back around to Henson at 10. They go to Wills. Now back to Henson at 7. And a 3-second call on the Rangers. Might not see that again this year. 3-second call with 5 seconds to go. Goreville basketball. Here is Webb. 4. Kicks it in the corner. 3-point shot up and good. 3-point shot up. So the 3-second call cost the Rangers 3 points. Basket by Glidewell at the buzzer. That will end our first quarter of play. Benton leads it 13-9 back in 60 seconds. We will keep it here. We apologize for that break, but we'll keep it here and tell you that our first quarter score is 13-9. 13-9 is the score. Rangers had a 13-6 lead, holding for the final shot, and a 3-second call with 5 seconds to go in the first quarter gives the ball back to Goreville, and they go down and score at the buzzer on a 3-pointer, and that's a 5-point swing at the end of that first quarter, but the Rangers still leading it by a score of 13-9. 13-9 is our score.
Hey, I'm back. I'm not on the air. I'm just in the audition.
$13-9 is our score. And it's going to be Benton basketball as we begin second quarter play. Here's Chase Owens, gets it back top of the circle. McDaniel around to Henson, now to Torres, down to Richardson, swinging around the perimeter. Here is another turnover on the Rangers. McDaniel went down low, and Richardson cut to the basket and went out of bounds, and it'll be Goreville basketball and a chance to cut into a 4-point lead. 13-9, just underway second quarter. For the basketball, is Massey around to Kinder. Now back to Massey. Swings it around the perimeter to Webb in the corner. Shot partially blocked. Going to be a foul on Chase Owens, and that's 3 on him. Owens will pick up his third foul at the 7-minute mark, 7:21 in the second quarter. And it will be to the line. Kinder, he gets his first point of the night. Benton has already put Goreville in the bonus. Second free throw by Kinder up and in. With the basketball, 4 Benton down, ahead by 2, 13-11. Here's McDaniel to Henson. Back to McDaniel, now to Henson again. They play catch around the perimeter. Here's Owens. Here is McDaniel to the basket, puts up the shot, won't go. Rebound, loose ball, and going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow will favor the Goreville Blackcats. Rangers have hit a bump in the road here. Benton, a little sluggish right now. Rangers led it by 7, 13-6, and Goreville on a 5-0 run. With the basketball, it'll be the freshman Braden Webb across the timeline. Spins, drives the lane, puts up the shot, won't go. Rebound pulled down by Kinder, and he lost it. So they're going to say last touch by Benton. And it will be Goreville basketball in their own bucket. With the basketball, it is Webb. Webb kicks it back out. They smooth it around. Here is Massey's shot, won't go. Rebound, Richardson. Outlet to McDaniel. McDaniel to the basket, puts up the shot, won't go. But he draws a foul, and we'll see if it's a shooting foul. Was on the floor. Helton back in the game, and also Zach Hill in the game for Goreville. It'll be Benton basketball in their own bucket. With the basketball, it is Chase Owens to Torres. Back to McDaniel for 3. Won't go. And going to be a foul called on Torres. It'll be Goreville at the line. The Rangers have really struggled here in the last 3 to 4 minutes. 13-11. Benton got off to a great start, had a 7-point lead. Oxford set the check back in. Cruz Hayes set the check back in for Benton. The Rangers offense has kind of gone stagnant here in the last 2 or 3 minutes. At the line, it will be Davis Helton to shoot the 1-and-1. 18 fouls already. Henson and Torres out of the game. Free throw up and in. Banks it in. Banks open late on Friday night here in Goreville. And there'll be one more for Davis Helton. He can tie the basketball game up. It's a 6-0 run right now for the Black Cats. Free throw no good this time. Rebound Oxford. And we go the other way. Here is McDaniel directing traffic. Moves it around to Cruz deep in the corner. Now back to McDaniel. Daniel kicks it in the corner to Oxford. Derek pulls it back out, back to McDaniel. Here's McDaniel. Tried to go to Richardson and threw it away. Turnover is not going to be pretty here in the first half. Here's a shot up by the freshman, Braden Webb, up and in. And Goreville has grabbed the lead. They have outscored the Rangers 9-0. So the Rangers struggling to say the least here after jumping out to a quick 7-point lead. Goreville is on a 9-0 run, and the Rangers trail by 2, 15-13. It was 13-6 late in the first quarter, and the Rangers got a turnover on a 3-second call with 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. Goreville came down and hit a 3 to make it 13-9, and Goreville has scored the first 6 points of the second quarter to take a 2-point lead here, 15-13. And the Rangers need to find some offense. The two things that have been a huge problem for Benton through the first 4 games, or first 3.5 games, I should say, turnovers and lack of an offense, and that is what is happening here tonight. Here is Henson to Cruz. Back to Henson. Now to Oxford. Goreville in that zone in Benton, having trouble getting a shot. Here's nearly another turnover, and they're going to finally call a foul on Goreville. Foul was called on Jonathan Troop. That is his first and the team's 5th. 5:03 to go, and the Rangers have not scored in a while. They've not scored here in the second quarter. Here's Cruz. Drives the baseline. Pope picks up his dribble and threw it away. Went back to Webb. Webb, loose ball, kicks it back out. And got by with his travel. Here's Webb. Down the lane, shot up, won't go, and they're going to get a foul on Zach Hill over the back. It'll be Benton basketball. Goreville leads at 15-13, and the Rangers have not scored in a while. 3.5 minutes here in the second. Benton has not scored. And it'll be Benton basketball, and the Rangers seem completely out of sync right now. Here's Henson to Oxford. Now around to Henson. Benton just having trouble cracking this zone right now. Here's Oxford. Pulls up, pitches it back to Richardson. Shot won't go. And you hit one of those lulls where they can't, where they cannot get a bucket. And Goreville is in the bonus, and they're back at the free throw line on a foul on Richardson. That's more of a foul out of frustration than anything, as Richardson missed the easy shot down low, and Richardson picks up his third. So he's the second Benton starter with 3 fouls, Chase Owens also has 3. Torres back in the game, but I'd say Richardson is done for the half. At the free throw line, and no good. Jonathan Troop. And it'll be Benton basketball. He did not draw iron, and it'll be Benton basketball into their own bucket. 15-13, Rangers have not scored in the first 4 minutes of the second quarter, and the final couple minutes of the first quarter, so it's been at least a 6-minute drought for the Rangers offensively. Here's Cruz. Hayes just beyond the arc, gets it to Oxford. He puts up the shot up and in. Derek Oxford got the bucket. He's got 5, and he ties the basketball game up at 15. Baseline jumper by Oxford. To the basketball, Braden Webb, the freshman. Goes back to Hill. Now around to Davis Helton. And gets by with a travel, no call, rebound Oxford. Here come the Rangers with a chance to grab the lead. With the basketball, here is Owens. Now around to Henson. Back to Oxford. Now to Cruz. Cruz for 3. On go. Reach down, fight for it. Going to be Benton basketball right in front of us. Last touch by Hill. Wheels will come in the game for Owens. So for the Rangers, it's Torres, Wheels, Hayes, Henson, and Oxford. Derek Oxford will trigger under his own bucket. We're tied at 15 with 3:05 to play in the first quarter. Pardon me, in the first half, second quarter action. Here's Henson. Round to Oxford. Derek in the corner. Here's Wheels for 3. Good. Wheels hits a big 3. Austin Wheels drills one from deep in the corner. And the Rangers lead at 18-15. Maybe Benton can put together a final strong 3 minutes here and finish this half out. With the basketball, it is Glidewell. They kick it back out. And Troop to the basket. Now he kicks it back out Glidewell. And going to be a double dribble on Glidewell. We'll go the other way. Glidewell got the dribble, caught up on the side of his leg, and then bounced it again, and that's a double dribble, and it's going to be Benton basketball on a 3-point lead. Here's Henson, bringing it across the timeline. Goes to Oxford. Derek to the basket, picks up the shot, up and in. Nice drive to the basket by Derek Oxford. He's got 7, and Benton leads it by 5. The Rangers on a 7-0 run now. Benton trails 15-13. Here is Webb, pressured out front by Torres. Now around to Glidewell. They go down low to Hill. Hill up, won't go. Rebound Henson. Here come the Rangers. Benton on a 7-0 run looking for more. Here's Oxford. Drives the baseline up and won't go. Got everything he wanted down the baseline. Shot wouldn't go. Rebound Hill. Here comes Goreville. Gets to Webb. Up court to Hilton and knocked away by Cruz Hayes. Here come the Rangers. Now ahead by 5 with 90 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Cruz Hayes with the basketball just beyond the arc. Top of the circle, Wheels, left side, Henson. Around to Torres to the basket, up and in. Torres strong to the basket, hits the bucket. And Todd Tripp wants a timeout to talk it over. The Rangers are on a 9-0 run. Benton trails 15-13, and now the Rangers lead it 22-15. 22-15 is our score. And credit the play of Oxford, who's got a couple of buckets in that run, and also a strong drive to the basket by Torres, plus that big three-pointer out of the corner by the sophomore Austin Wheels. So the Rangers come alive here in the final after going 4 minutes of the second quarter without a point. The Rangers put together a great run here and go ahead by 7. Final score, Cairo 67, Cesar Valier 64. That final from the DuPont tip-off. We appreciate that call. That text message coming in from our friend Ron Van Horn. 67-64, Cairo defeats Cesar Valier tonight. And it will be Warville basketball length of the floor to go. Braden Webb will walk it across the timeline. 1:15 to play here in the first half. Benton by 7. Rangers love to get a stop here. Here's West. Spins, and they're going to call a foul on Torres. You're not as sorry as I am. Leave it alone.
Are you suffering from checkout counter shock? Does your register receipt reflect higher and higher prices? Are you tired of juggling a budget that buys less for more? Your Pekin Insurance Agency, SCD Ray & Sons Insurance Agency in Benton, has good news for you. If you insure both your home and auto with Pekin Insurance, you'll receive a discount on both, up to 30% on your homeowner's premiums and up to 15% on your auto premiums. It makes good sense to call SCD Ray & Sons, 439-7557, about an auto home discount, making a difference for you by going beyond the expected.
Don't just dream about a better job, go get it with scores of programs that take 2 years, 1 year, or even just a few months to complete. Rend Lake College is your gateway to a career you'll love. From nursing to coal mining, from computer programming to cosmetology, and everything in between. Rend Lake College is affordable, convenient, and ready to get you trained for your new job fast. Call us at 618-437-5321 or visit us at rlc.edu.
Back to Rangers basketball on Q106.
Welcome back to Goreville. We apologize for that technical glitch there. We got unplugged. Sometimes they come through and just kick your cord out from underneath you, and that's what happened tonight. So we apologize for that, but in any event, we'll try and catch you up with where we're at right now. The Rangers lead it. There's been a lot of action, not a lot of scoring. The Rangers lead it by 7, 23-16. Oxford hits the front end of the two-shot foul. He'll get one more. Free throw is up and good. Oxford's having a nice quarter. He's got 5 1/4, 8 in the game. Then leads it by 8. That's the biggest lead of the game for the Rangers, 24-16. Goreville with the basketball and 10 seconds remaining. With the basketball, it is a turnover as Goreville turns it over, I think. That ball wasn't touched by anybody. In any event, it's going to be Goreville basketball. Kendra will trigger, looks, and going to be kicked. It'll be Goreville basketball, 24-16. Kendra again will trigger, looks, gets it in. 2 seconds to the basket, up and in. They hit 2 buzzer beaters as that bucket by Peyton Massey at the buzzer and pulls the Goreville Blackcats back within 6 at 24-18. 24-18 is our halftime score. The Rangers lead the Goreville Blackcats. Benton had actually trailed in that second quarter and came back, put together a nice run. They lead it here at halftime, 24-18. 24-18. Let's take a 3-minute break, 3 minutes, and then we'll come back for second half action and our halftime report brought to you by Drake's Jewelry, back in 3 minutes.
Hey, this is Coach Aaron. If you need screen printing, embroidery, plaques or trophy, give the big man, Big Dave, a call at All Stars and Stitches in Benton, Illinois, 435-555-555.
All Stars and Stitches located at 418 East Main Street here in Benton. We're located a half a block from the Benton High School. Our regular hours are Monday through Friday from 10 to 5. We're located a half a block from the Benton High School. What was that number again, Coach?
435-555-555.
You need a law firm who is willing to go and fight for you, whether you're in a divorce, accused of a crime, or if you've been injured in an accident.
I'm Brian Drew. My brother Jason High's law firm was built on and continues to be run on fighting for our clients. We'll fight for you all the way through trial, be it in front of a judge or jury, whatever it takes. From Cairo to Effingham, from river to river, we're here for you. No case is too big, no case is too small. If it matters to you, then it matters to us.
Because when it really matters, hire Drew & Drew. Call 439-9406 or online at drewlawgroup.com.
Tired of feeling just like another number at the big box store pharmacies? Kimmel Chaplin Pharmacy takes the time to get to know patients on a first-name basis, understand your needs, explain medications, answer any questions you might have, and maintain a great relationship with your third-party insurance, Medicare, or Illinois Public Aid card. Really, it's the prompt professional service and free delivery in the Benton West City area that really set Kimmel Chaplin apart from all the others. Kimmel Chaplin Pharmacy, inside the Benton Medical Center on Bailey Lane.
Rock bottom prices and speedy delivery. That's Jesse Drew Rocket Material. Decorative landscaping, driveway rock, topsoil, sand, mulch, or lime. Jesse Drew Rocket Material has what you need to turn your yard into a place where you can relax and be the envy of your neighbors. Jesse Drew Rocket Material also spreads dirt and mulch with their Bobcats so you don't have to. Transform your yard or drive into something you've always imagined. Call Jesse Drew Rocket Material at 927-7857. 927-7857.
Introducing the new Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now in made just for you meals. For just $6 every day. I got it made fresh at Subway. Take your pick from 6 of our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. With a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips, the new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway.
Prices and participation may vary. Additional charges for extras plus tax. See stores for menu selections. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
At the 3 Weeks Auto Dealerships in West Frankfort and Benton, we have 8 brands of vehicles to help meet your automotive needs. Chevy, Buick, GMC, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, Jeep, and Polaris. Don't buy anywhere else until you stop by and see us. We will match or beat any other dealer's price. That's the 3 Weeks Auto Dealerships in West Frankfort and Benton. Small town dealers with big city savings.
Back to Rangers basketball on Q106.
Welcome back to Goreville, the 3rd annual Goreville Invitational Basketball Tournament. Glad to have you alongside. We're at halftime where Benton leads Goreville 24-18. The Rangers looked like they were in for a tough run in the second quarter. Benton went the first 4 minutes of the second quarter, did not score, and actually fell behind in the game 15-13 after leading 15-8. And the Rangers fell behind after leading 13-6. They fell behind 15-13, and then Benton came back, went on a 9-0 run, and took a 22-15 lead, and the lead is now 24-18. 24-18 is our halftime score. Our halftime report being brought to you by our friends at Drake's Jewelry, 1204 Public Square in Benton, your hometown jewelry store, regardless of the occasion. Drake's Jewelry is the place to go for that special gift, for that special person. That's Drake's Jewelry, your hometown jewelry store located on the east side of the Benton Public Square. Drake's Jewelry, where they bring you our halftime report here on Ranger basketball. Benton outscored Goreville 13-9 in that first quarter, and despite the fact that Benton went scoreless in the first 4 minutes of the second quarter, Benton still outscored Goreville 11-9 in the second frame, and the Rangers lead it here by a score of 24-18. Harrisburg all over Johnston City, 62-31 in our first game. Anna Jonesboro and Egyptian will play the nightcap here tonight, and AJ clearly will be the heavy favorite in that one, as Egyptian has struggled mightily in this tournament thus far, and you might as well expect to see AJ and Harrisburg go into tomorrow. That's 2:00 game, both of them with a 3-0 mark. And the Rangers will certainly have to be concerned about how that outcome of that game. That will have a bearing if AJ could beat Harrisburg. If Harrisburg could beat AJ, and the Rangers could get Harrisburg, could throw things into a tie. And then I think they have a different formula they put together, head-to-head competition and like. So, but that's a long way down the road. The Rangers are in a battle right here tonight in this game here before we ever even talk about Saturday. Let's look at some halftime scoring. First for the Rangers, Benton was led in scoring by Derek Oxford, who had 8 points in the first half. Also scoring for the Rangers was Brendan Richardson with 4, Trey McDaniel with 4, also Austin Wills with 3, and Mark Torres with 2, and Cruz Hayes with 2. Kenny Henson played but did not score. Chase Owens played but did not score in the first half. 24 for the Rangers. For Goreville, they were led in scoring by Brant Glidewell, who had 5. With 3 points each was the freshman Braden Webb and Davis Helton. And also with 2 points each, it was Kyle Kinder, Peyton Massey, and Tanner Dunn. That rounds out the scoring for Coach Todd Tripp's Goreville Blackcats. They trail Benton here 24-18 at the intermission, 24-18. I want to remind you, we'll be on the air tomorrow morning for Saturday Morning Talking Sports, and we've got a great program put together for you. We're going to be bringing you the show from here at Goreville. We're going to come down early in the morning and be here before 8 o'clock, and we'll be on the air here from Goreville at 8 o'clock and run through our 2-hour show, and then we'll take a little break and come back for Benton Ranger basketball. We'll be on the air about 10:45 with our pregame tomorrow morning, but it's 8 to 10 Saturday Morning Talking Sports, and then 11 o'clock it is Benton Ranger basketball. 10:45 is our pregame. On our show tomorrow morning, we'll have Randy Risley, who's the super fan from the Ziegler-Royalton. He is was just inducted into the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame as a friend of basketball. He's the driving force behind that great Coaches for Cancer, Coaches Against Cancer that they have at Ziegler-Royalton, where they traditionally and annually they're one of the top schools in the nation as far as raising money to fight cancer. Randy Rizzo will join us in the morning. Also, Nashville coach Brad Weathers, whose Nashville Hornets are ranked number 1 in Class 2A, Associated Press statewide poll. Jim Miller, head basketball coach at Carbondale. Doug Creel, head basketball coach at Mount Vernon. Andy Sloan, head basketball coach at Benton Rangerettes. Bob Wagner, head basketball coach at Pinckneyville. Scott Brzezinski, he, of course, Cesar native and head coach at Carterville. And Benton coach Ron Weinmiller. All that tomorrow morning on Saturday Morning Talking Sports right here on WQRL. Let's get another break in. 60 seconds, and then we'll come back to Goreville and get you set for third quarter action. 24-18 on our Drake's Jewelry halftime report. 24-18, the Rangers lead it. Back to Goreville in 60 seconds.
Everyone has a lunch special, but what's special about it? At Mr. D's, you get great food at the best price, like the Burger Combo. A hearty, tasty burger, fries, and a drink for only $4.39. That's right, less than $5 for a full meal. Now that's special. Mr. D's has all of your favorites, from chicken strips with gravy to chili dogs to savory barbecue. Even a tilapia fish sandwich. Wash it down with your favorite drink like a blueberry Mountain Dew or a milkshake or ice-cold Pepsi. Try an ice cream cone for dessert. Mr. D's Drive-In on North Main, Benton.
You wouldn't go out in a rainstorm without an umbrella. Don't get caught without the right insurance coverages either. When you have an accident or something else unexpected, the last thing you need to worry about is whether you have the right insurance coverages for your specific needs. Call SCD Ray & Sons Insurance Agency in Benton, your professional Pekin agency, for a comprehensive review of your present policies. Be prepared to weather life's unexpected storms. Call SCD Ray & Sons Insurance Agency in Benton at 439-7557 for complete insurance coverages from Pekin Insurance at reasonable rates and with beyond the expected service.
Back to Rangers basketball on Q106.
Welcome back to the third annual Goreville Invitational Tournament. Glad to have you alongside tonight, the Rangers and the Goreville Blackcats. Benton and Johnson City tomorrow morning at 11. Benton and Harrisburg tomorrow night at 8:30. Just got a text message. We want to say hello to our friend Amy Quint, who's tuned in back in Benton tonight. And we hope to make her feel just like she is here at Goreville with us tonight as the Rangers try and pick up win number 2 on the season and even their record at 2-2 overall, and more importantly, go 2-1 in this tournament heading into a busy Saturday here at Goreville. The Rangers will go with the same 5 that began the game: Derek Oxford, Cruz Hayes, Brendan Richardson, also Chase Owens, and Trey McDaniel. For Goreville, it will be Kyle Kinder, also Braden Webb. Also in the lineup will be Davis Kelton, Brent Glidewell, and also Jonathan Troop. So the same 5 will start for each team. For the basketball, it is Kinder. Works off the screen, top of the circle, goes around to Glidewell. Glidewell brings it back out between the circles. Now swings it around to Troop. Troop in the corner to Glidewell. Glidewell penetrates, kicks it back out to Webb for 3, won't go. Rebound, pulls down, going to be a fight for it. And that's going to be a foul on McDaniel. That might be 4 on him. We'll see. Foul is going to be on McDaniel. That's going to be his 3rd, pardon me. His 3rd, so that's the 3rd Benton player with 3 fouls. Goreville will trigger under their own bucket to get it in to Helton. Now down around to Glidewell. He kicks it back out to Truth, and loose ball, and Goreville comes away with it. Here is Goreville with the basket, shot up and in. Nice drive to the basket by Brent Glidewell. He has 7, and Benton leads it by 4, 24-20. McDaniel, left side to Owens. Now around to McDaniel, now back to Owens in the corner. Here's Oxford for 3. Way off the mark, won't go. And we go the other way. With the basketball, Braden Webb, great pass down low, shot up and in by Kinder. Kinder got the bucket down low off of a great pass from the freshman, Braden Webb, who took it off the dribble and swung it down under the basket. Here is Richardson. Richardson's shot was only going to be a foul on Richardson over the back. Torres will get second check in. That is 4 fouls on Richardson, so Benton in some foul trouble here. Richardson with 4. Owens with 3. McDaniel with 3. So Benton in some foul trouble here. Early in the second quarter, in the third quarter, only 90 seconds into the third quarter, Benton leading it by 2. With the basketball, Glidewell in the corner to Webb. Kicks it back to Glidewell for 3 in the lead. Won't go. Fight for the rebound. And going to be a jump ball possession arrow. Will favor the Rangers. Torres in the game for Benton. Torres, Owens, Oxford, McDaniel, and Hayes. 6:12 to play here in the third quarter, and Benton hanging on to a 24-22 lead. Here's McDaniel. Goes left side to Owens. Back to McDaniel. To the basket, somehow threw it in and it counts. McDaniel tossed one up. Prayer answered on that one as he was falling down. Got the bucket to drop, and we'll go to the line and try and complete the 3-point play. In the game for Goreville will be Peyton Massey. And McDaniel will shoot the single free throw. Free throw up there and good. McDaniel has 7. And Benton leads it by 5. Here's the freshman, Braden Webb. With the basketball now, they swing it around. Back around to Troop. Now back to Webb, top of the circle. He penetrates to the basket, up and in. Braden Webb has got 5. And it's a 3-point game, 27-24. Here's Oxford. Derek with the basketball. Left side, Go down low to Cruz, to Torres, and Benton nearly turns it over, taken away by Webb, and the basket up and in. Webb got the bucket, took away, and Webb's got 4 1/4, 7 in the game, and Warville's not going away, 27-26. Here's Oxford. Penetrates in the corner to McDaniel, puts up the shot, won't go. And we go the other way. For the basketball, it is Massey. Swings it around to Glidewell. He kicks it down the lane, up and won't go. Rebound, pulled down by Hayes. Kicks it out to Oxford, knocked out of bounds by Webb. And it'll be Benton basketball, and Ron Weinmiller wants a timeout. Ron Weinmiller wants a timeout to talk it over. Rangers lead at 27-26 with 4:40 to play here in the third quarter. Benton led it 24-18 at halftime, and the Rangers have been outscored here 8-3 to begin our third quarter of play. This timeout brought to you by SCD Ray and Sons Insurance. They have served your insurance needs since 1911. Stop by and see John D. Aiken or Bob Ray. Give them a call, 439-7557. That's SCD Ray and Sons Insurance. They bring you our timeouts here on Ranger basketball. Just got an interesting text message at the Duke-Coin tournament. I guess Cesar Valier and Cairo both thought they were the home team, and they both brought their white jerseys. They both wore their white jerseys during the game, so that's a little bit of an oddity for you. So that'll be something you want to pay attention to on the Sports Extra tonight. A pair of teams with white jerseys on during that game. We're set to go. Rangers by 1 in the third quarter. McDaniel, Torres, Hayes, Henson, and Oxford. Here is Henson to Oxford. Oxford pick up his dribble, goes to McDaniel. Now around to Henson. Now to Cruz. Cruz loses a handle and tried to go down low to Torres, knocked out of bounds. It'll be getting basketball. Oxford will trigger. Looks, gets it into McDaniel. Now around to Henson. Back to McDaniel. Now to Oxford, just beyond the arc. Swinging around to Henson. Now in the corner to Cruz. Back to Torres. Torres back to Cruz, just beyond the arc. Now to Oxford. Garrett drives to the basket, shot up and in. Oxford got the drive to the basket. He's got 10. And the Rangers lead it by 3, 29-26. Brayton Webb gets it to Glidewell for Goreville. Around to Webb for 3, won't go. Rebound, Glidewell ball stripped by Derek Oxford. They're going to call a foul on Oxford, I think. And to shoot 2 will be Glidewell. Brent Glidewell will shoot 2. He throw up and good. Glidewell has got 8. He'll get one more. Second free throw up and in. Glidewell's having a nice game. He has got 9, and it's 29-28. Benton by 1. Benton with the basketball. McDaniel, Hayes, Torres, Oxford, and Henson. Here's Oxford. Garrett goes left side to Henson. Goes in the corner to Cruz. Back around to Henson. Now to McDaniel. Back to Cruz. Cruz down the lane, and he's going to be fouled. It'll be a non-shooting foul, I believe. We'll wait and see. He's betting basketball into their own bucket. Foul is going to be on Peyton Massey, his first, team second. And out of the game will be Jonathan Troop, and in the game will be Tanner Dunn for the Black Cats. McDaniel around to Henson. Out to Torres. In the corner, McDaniel. Back around to Oxford for 3. Won't go. Rebound, Torres won't go. Torres had the stick back right there in his hands, wouldn't go. And we go the other way. With the basketball, it is Webb. Now around, down low to Dunn, shot up and in. Dunn got the bucket. He's got 4. And Goreville has the lead, 30-29. 2:50 to go here in the third quarter. Here's Oxford with the basketball for Benton. Right side, McDaniel. To Henson. Round to Oxford. Derek to Cruz. Cruz top of the circle. Back to Oxford. Now to McDaniel. To the basket, he's going to be fouled. And McDaniel can be a non-shooting foul. I believe he Benton basketball. Oxford will trigger for Benton. The Rangers down by 1. Gets it into Cruz. Swinging around McDaniel. Here's McDaniel. In the corner to Cruz. Cruz thought about the 3. Lobs it down low to Torres and threw it away. The basketball Goreville tried to extend a 1-point lead. Gets it around to Kinder. Kyle Kinder from Webb. Now back to Webb, top of the circle. In the corner, here's a shot up, will not go. Rebound, though, long to Glidewell. Down the baseline, taken away by Cruz. And they're going to call a foul on and Torres out of the game, and Wheels in the game for Benton. They say Goreville basketball somehow out of that. Webb will trigger. Looks, gets it in. To Kinder, to Glidewell. Out to Dunn, back to Glidewell. Here's Webb. Swings it around to Dunn. To Glidewell deep in the corner. Now back to Dunn. 3-pointer won't go. Rebound, pull down McDaniel. Rangers want to run with it. To Oxford. Derek on the baseline, and he's going to be fouled. Oxford will be fouled. It'll be a non-shooting foul. 14th foul on Goreville. And that's the second foul on Brent Glidewell for Goreville. Benton basketball on their own bucket. 30-29, Goreville leads. Inbounds comes to McDaniel. Around to Wheels. Back to McDaniel. They'll reset the offense. 1:25 to play here in the third. McDaniel with the basketball to Wheels. Round to Oxford. Here's his shot. Won't go. Rebound pulled down. And nearly a steal by Henson in the backcourt. Webb has it. Goreville with a chance and stolen away by Wheels. Now gets it back to Oxford, and Benton will come down with a chance to take the lead. Under a minute to play here in the third. Here's Oxford with the basketball. Goes left side to McDaniel. 45 seconds. Now to Oxford, right side. Back around to McDaniel, top of the circle. At 40 seconds. There's McDaniel. McDaniel to Wheels out of the corner for 3 and won't go. And Goreville with the basketball, a chance to extend a 1-point lead here in the final seconds. They've hit a buzzer beater at the first and second quarter. Can they do it the third time? Here's Kinder with the basketball. Kinder looking down low, nothing. If they kick it back out to Dunn. Now here's a shot up, won't go. Rebound pulled down by Oxford. 10 seconds. Derek across the timeline. Derek backs up, drives, kicks it to Cruz, to the basket, up and in, and he's foul. Big bucket by Cruz Hayes at the 3-second mark. He's coming down the baseline. Took a nice pass from Derek Oxford. Hayes gets the bucket. Gives the Rangers a 1-point lead, and Cruz will go to the free throw line and try and complete the 3-point play. Free throw is up and good. He's got 5. Chase Owens back in the game for Benton. 3.2 seconds to go. As I mentioned earlier, Goreville has hit buzzer beaters at the end of the first and second quarter. Here's Kinder. Kinder from the half line. This one won't go. And that's going to end our third quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters here. Got a good basketball game in front of us. Benton 32, Goreville 30, back in 60 seconds.
When it's time to make sure your teeth are in healthy condition, call Dr. Simpson, DDS in Benton to schedule your appointment or your child's appointment. Regular cleaning and checkups are part of maintaining your teeth for a comfortable, healthy smile. And if you're looking to brighten your smile, Dr. Simpson offers whitening too. When your teeth need cleaning, filling, crowns, bridge work, whitening, and more, call Dr. Simpson to make an appointment. 439-4364. That's 439-4364 for Dr. Simpson, DDS in Benton.
Everyone has a lunch special, but what's special about it? At Mr. D's, you get great food at the best price, like the burger combo. A hearty, tasty burger, fries, and a drink for only $4.39. That's right, less than $5 for a full meal. Now that's special. Mr. D's has all of your favorites, from chicken strips with gravy to chili dogs to savory barbecue, even a tilapia fish sandwich. Wash it down with your favorite drink like a blueberry Mountain Dew or a milkshake or ice cold Pepsi. Try an ice cream cone for dessert. Mr. D's Drive-In on North Main, Benton.
Back to Rangers basketball on Q106.
Welcome back to Goreville, 3rd annual Goreville Invitational. It will be Black Cats basketball down by 2 as we start the 4th quarter. To the basketball, Webb for 3. Will not go. Rebound, Cruz Hayes. To the basketball, Derek Oxford. Oxford goes right side to Wills, back to Oxford. Here's Austin. Kicks it left side to Owens, down to Henson. Loses a handle, back out to Oxford to Henson. Top of the, I should say, high post. Now back to Owens, kicks it to Cruz, and Cruz is fouled down the baseline, and there'll be a 2-shot foul coming up for Cruz Hayes. Cruz will go to the line and try and complete the 3-point play. He has 5 points. 32-30, Rangers lead it. We play here early in the 4th quarter, 7:20 to go. Free throw by Cruz up and no good. Back rim, side rim, high in the air, and then drop off. He'll get one more. Second free throw by Cruz is good. Hayes gets 1 of 2. He's got 6. Benton leads it by 3. Here is Goreville with the basketball. Webb brings it across the timeline. Goes to Sheets. Kickball was kicked by Austin Wills. For Benton, it is Wills, Oxford, Hayes, Henson, and Owens. Richardson is in foul trouble. Brenda Richardson on the bench with 4 fouls. Glidewell in the corner to Hill. Round 2, Webb. Back to Glidewell. He traveled with the basketball. Glidewell traveled with the ball. Will go the other way. 7:03 to play here in the 4th. Benton with a 3-point lead in the basketball. Oxford will bring it across the timeline. Picked up there by Webb. Right side to Owens. Back to Derrick. Left side to Wheels. Austin. Now high post to Henson. He feeds it off. Down low. Cruz up and in. Cruz got the bucket. All of a sudden, Cruz Hayes making his presence felt. He's got 8. Benton leads it by 5. And it's going to be Benton basketball in the turnover. Credit Henson. Henson got a hand on it, and Noah Sheets tried to go get the ball. Right in front of us, he stepped out of bounds. Cruz Hayes will trigger for Benton right in front of us. And Derek Oxford will bring it across the timeline. 6.5 to play. 35-30. Benton has loved a bucket here. They moved Henson to that high post. Here's Owens. Dishes in the corner. Wheels for 3. Won't go. Rebound long. And going to be a foul on Cruz Hayes, his second, and the team 4th. Goreville has 16 fouls, so Benton will shoot free throws the rest of the game on the next foul. With the basketball for Goreville is Truth on the dribble, kicks it back out to, and here's a steal by Wills, knocked it loose, and going to be run down way in the backcourt by Troop. Gets it back around to Massey. He gets it across the timeline into corner Sheets. Cross-court pass to the basket, shot up and in by Jonathan Troop, his first point of the night. And Goreville's back within 3, 35-32. Derek Oxford with the basketball. Right side Wheels. Back to Oxford. Left side to Owens. Now high post Henson. Now back to Oxford for 3. Won't go. Rebound pulled down by Troop. And we go the other way with it. And they're going to get a foul on Henson, I believe. Foul will be on Timmy Henson. His first, team fifth. And Richardson's going to come in. And Wills will come out. Richardson comes in, note the time, 5:23 in the fourth. Richardson comes in with 4 fouls. We'll see how long he can make it. With the basketball, it is Sheets way out near the mid-court stripe. Holds it above his head, kicks it back, cross-court. Now they go in the corner to Dunn. Now down low to Hill. Shot won't go. Richardson on the rebound. Back to Oxford. And we'll go the other way with it. Oxford right side to Henson. Beaten up by 3. Every bucket's a big one now. We're under 5 minutes here in the fourth. Benton hanging on to a 3-point lead. Derek Oxford. To Henson. High post is Cruz. Hayes kicks it back out to Oxford for 3. Won't go. Back rim, won't go. Rebound Cruz. Shot blocked. Rebound Oxford. Shot up, won't go. Fight for the rebound. Oxford comes away with it. Garrett to the basket. Shot won't go again. And he's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot a pair. The Rangers are getting a lot of looks at it down there, but can't get the ball to drop. They finally get the foul. And it'll be Derek Oxford at the line to shoot a pair. He can extend a 3-point lead. Oxford eyes the bucket, free throw up, and good. Oxford's got 11. Henson back out of the game, and McDaniel back in. 4:25 to go. Oxford will shoot the back end of the 2-shot foul. Second one's up and in. 37-32, Benton by 5, and Goreville with the basketball. Here's Webb. Webb kicks it in the corner, and nearly a steal by Cruz Hayes, and that is a steal. Count that one as a steal because Cruz just up to the play, and going after the basketball was Massey, and he just turned around and winged it across the court and went out of bounds. So while it won't go down as a steal, there was a turnover after the attempted steal. Benton comes up with the basketball and a chance to extend a 5-point lead. Big possession here. We dropped under 4 minutes on this possession. They lob it down low to Richardson, up and in. Big bucket. Richardson gets the bucket. The big guy's got 10, and Benton leads it by 7. With the basketball, Sheets drives the baseline, puts up the shot, won't go. Richardson on the rebound. Outlet comes McDaniel. McDaniel and Cruz 2-on-1 to Owens. Kicks it back to Cruz, up and in. Cruz got the bucket. Cruz Hayes gets the bucket. And the Rangers jump out to a 9-point lead, 41-32. 41-32. Great run here in this fourth quarter as Benton has outscored the Goreville Black Cats 9-2 here in this fourth quarter to open up a 9-point lead. We're under 4 minutes. So certainly a great run and a great time if you're a Benton Ranger fan. Torres is going to check back in the game at the next opportunity. 41-32, this timeout brought to you by SCD Ray & Sons Insurance, where they have served your insurance needs since 1911. Stop by and see John D. Aiken or Bob Ray. Give them a call today, 439-7557. That's SCD Ray & Sons Insurance. They bring you our timeouts here on Ranger basketball. 41-32. 41-32. For Benton, Oxford gets a spot to catch his breath. It's Torres, McDaniel, Richardson, Hayes, and Owens. Torres out there on the point for the Rangers. For the basketball, Glidewell, double teamed, and got that steal. Good defense that time by the Rangers. They double teamed Glidewell in the corner, and Benton comes up with a basketball and a chance to go up by double digits. Big possession here. 3:12 to play in the ball game. And Ron Weinmiller wants a timeout. Ron Weinmiller wants a timeout. This timeout brought to you by SCD Ray & Sons Insurance. Serving your insurance needs since 1911. That's SCD Ray & Sons Insurance in Benton. Also, one of our fine sponsors here on Ranger Basketball is Whittington Church. Whittington Church, well, they know the importance of teamwork, and they encourage you to be a part of a winning team at one of the many fine churches in our area. That's Whittington Church. Wishing a successful season to the Rangers and all the teams in our area. That's Whittington Church. One of our sponsors here on Ranger Basketball. So don't forget all the scoring updates we've given you tonight, brought to you again by our friends at All Stars and Stitches, 418 East Main in Benton. Stop by and see Big Dave. Give him a call, 435-5555. That is All Stars and Stitches. One of our sponsors here on Ranger Basketball. Daniel with the ball. Picks up his dribble, goes to Owens. Benton up by 9 with 2:55 to play. Here's Oxford. Picks up his dribble, goes to McDaniel. Started closely by Sheets. McDaniel in the corner. Here's Oxford. Thought about the shot, now pulls it back out. They go down to Richardson, kick it back out to Owens. Around to McDaniel, down low to Cruz. Cruz back to Richardson, shot up and in. The big guy, Richardson, gets the bucket. And Benton leads it by 11, 43-32. With the basketball, Owens, and nearly a steal by Richardson. Knocked it out of bounds, 2:25 to play. You can bet your bottom dollar a Todd Tripp team, but this game is not over yet. They'll play right down to the final possession as hard as they possibly can. Kinder with the basketball, Kyle Kinder to Webb. Webb penetrates and knocks two players down and no call. No call. It's got to be. You got to call something, guys. Call something. Charge or block, either one is all right, but call something. That's not a no call. Hitting with the basketball, and it's going to be a foul called on Webb. Webb will pick up the foul, and that's going to send Owens to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. 18 foul. And that's the third foul on Webb. 18th foul on Goreville. Goreville has scored 2 points here in the fourth. Then the defense has clamped down here in the fourth quarter. And Owens could extend an 11-point lead. First free throw up, and no good. Rebound. Cruz Hayes had a hand on it, but Goreville comes away with it. Here's Sheets out of the corner for three. Just like that, I told you. Noel Sheets gets the bucket, pulls his team back within 8. Sheets, that's his first point of the night, and pulls his team back within 8, 43-35. Again, timeout brought to you by SCD Ray & Sons Insurance, where they have served your insurance needs since 1911. That's SCD Ray & Sons Insurance, our timeout sponsor here on Ranger Basketball. Also want to remind you the Schutt's Baseball Card Shop, located 104 West Root Street in Benton, one of our sponsors here on Ranger Basketball. From the seasoned sports memorabilia collector to the beginner, Schutt's Baseball Card Shop is your first stop. Schutt's features items by NASCAR, Bobblehead, and McFarland. Call A.D. Schutt at 618-841-9730, 618-841-9730, or stop by the store, 104 West Route, just a half a block off of North Main. With the basketball here is Oxford. He's going to be fouled by Webb. And Oxford will go to the line and shoot the 1-and-bonus. That's the 9th foul. And you'll see that 1-and-bonus. Next foul on Goreville. You see that little trap press that Goreville throws on to the Rangers after that timeout. And I've watched them just absolutely demolish teams with that press. If you get that ball in the wrong spot, particularly in the corner on the inbounds, and they can cause you some troubles. Oxford will shoot the one and bonus. Big free throws for Derek. First one is up and good. Oxford gets the first one down. According to my unofficial tally, we'll get the official tally before we get out of here. According to my unofficial tally, Derek has 13 tonight. 44-35, and he can push the lead back to double digits again. With 1:45 to play. Oxford's second free throw round and good. Got them both. Give Derek 14, give Benton a 10-point lead, 45-35. Here's Webb. In the corner to Glidewell for three. Won't go. Rebound, Cruz. To Richardson. Gets it to McDaniel. McDaniel on the dribble. And he's going to be fouled. And McDaniel will go to the line and shoot the two-shot foul. That's the 10th foul on Dorville, so that's an important point right there. It'll be the double bonus for the Rangers the rest of the way. So it'll be 2 free throws on every foul. 45-35. Benton by 10. Free throw up and in by McDaniel. McDaniel has got 8 points tonight. 46-35, Benton up by 11. That matches the biggest lead of the game. McDaniel can make it a dozen on this one. Eyes the bucket. Left-hand free throw is in the air and good. Give McDaniel 9 and give the Rangers a dozen-point lead, 47-35, with 85 seconds to go. With the basketball, Massey. Back to Webb, the freshman. Webb has got a good steal by McDaniel. Took it away from Webb. And McDaniel's going to be fouled by Sheets. And it'll be McDaniel back to the line to shoot two. And folks are going to look at the box score in this one at the end of the game. They're going to see the Rangers probably coming out of here with something like a double-digit win. And they're unless you look at the score very closely, Benton led it by 2 going in the fourth quarter, 32-30. Benton's outscored Orville 15-3 here in the fourth. McDaniel misses the front end of the two-shot foul. He'll get one more. 47-35, 47-35. Free throw up, missed them both. Rebound pulled down by Goreville. With the basketball, Webb. Benton by a dozen. With 1:05 to play. Long three ball won't go. Rebound high for it. Cruz Hayes. Cruz across the timeline on the dribble. Kicks it back to McDaniel. To Owens. Back to McDaniel. McDaniel will be fouled. He'll go back to the line to shoot 2. McDaniel will shoot 2. With Benton leading it by a dozen with 48 seconds remaining. Don't forget, Saturday morning Talking Sports tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. We're going to be right here in Goreville. Tom Wheeler and I are going to roll out of Buckner about 6:30 in the morning. And we will be down here tomorrow morning and set up and ready to go at 8 o'clock for you. We'll go 8 to 10 here from Goreville. And then we'll take about a few-minute break, and we'll come back about a 15 of 11 tomorrow and bring you Benton and Johnston City. And the Rangers should enter that game with a record of 2-1 in this tournament and still very much in the hunt down here. Johnston City is 0-3 right now heading into that game tomorrow morning. And at Jonesboro with a game against the Egyptians, where they're going to be a huge favorite. They should go 3-0. And Harrisburg already is 3-0. Harrisburg and AJ will put those 3-0 records on the line tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. And, of course, the winner of that game, that'll have a big bearing. If AJ wins it, they're going to get out of here with this championship. If Harrisburg would win it, it would have a chance to throw things in a mess tomorrow night against Harrisburg. So a lot to be settled here at Goreville. Trey McDaniel will shoot 2 with 48 seconds remaining. McDaniel eyes the bucket, free throw up, and good. Trey has got 10. And Benton leads it by 13. Second free throw by McDaniel. Good. Give Trey 11 and give the Rangers a 14-point lead with 45 seconds to go. Massey with the basketball. Nearly a steal by Oxford, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Goreville ball. With the basketball now for Goreville. It is Massey. Tried to go down low, knocked out of bounds by, last touch they say, by Kinder. It'll be Benton basketball. 49-35. Here's McDaniel with 35 seconds to go. I don't think Goreville's going to foul. I think we're going to dribble it out. This might be our final score. Here's Oxford with the basketball. They're going to back up. McDaniel's going to hold the ball. The final seconds are going to kick off here. Nobody comes out. Our final score is going to be 49-35. 49-35. The Rangers are going to win this one. We're going to move to 2-2 on the season and 2-1 in this tournament. And the Rangers will match up tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock against the Johnson City Indians, Benton at 2-1 and JC at 0-3. 49-35 is our final. 49-35. Be sure to stay with us for our post-game show brought to you by Jesse Drew Rock and Material. And we'll also have an interview with Benton coach Ron Weinmiller. We'll get his thoughts on the game. And that'll be brought to you by our friends at Skibo Family Eye Care. All that comes your way on your Jesse Drew Rock and Material post-game show coming up here in just a moment. Let's get a quick 3-minute break in. 3 minutes. Give us a chance to catch our breath and tally things up. Benton wins it. 49-35 is the final. 49-35. Back to Goreville in 3 minutes.
Are you interested in a career in the culinary arts but can never afford the high cost of cooking school? Rend Lake College has a low-cost recipe for success. For as little as $5,500 per year, you can get a quality culinary arts education in your own backyard. That even includes books, tuition, class fees, and supplies. Learn to master domestic fare, pastry, and foreign cuisine in Ina, Illinois. Save thousands on a culinary arts education at Rend Lake College. For more information, log on to rlc.edu/culinaryarts.
You need a law firm who is willing to go and fight for you, whether you're in a divorce, accused of a crime, or if you've been injured in an accident.
I'm Brian Drew. My brother Jason High's law firm was built on and continues to be run on fighting for our clients. We'll fight for you all the way through trial, be it in front of a judge or jury, whatever it takes. From Cairo to Effingham, from river to river, we're here for you. No case is too big, no case is too small. If it matters to you, then it matters to us.
Because when it really matters, hire Drew & Drew. Call 439-9406 or online at drewlawgroup.com.
The Benton Superlube on South DuQuoin in Benton is your home for the Pennzoil 10-minute oil change. Get your Dexus-approved synthetic oil change while the experts at the Benton Superlube rotate your tires, check your fluids, and vacuum your floor mats. Preventive maintenance saves you money in the long run. The Benton Superlube can service wipers, lights, even air filters. For your car's maintenance, trust the professionals at the Benton Superlube, 107 South DuQuoin in Benton. Call 439-2210 and go Rangers.
Hey, this is Coach Aaron. If you need screen printing, embroidery, plaques, or trophies, give the big man, Big Dave, a call at All Stars and Stitches in Benton, Illinois, 435-555-555.
All Stars and Stitches located at 418 East Main Street here in Benton. We're located a half a block from the Benton High School. Our regular hours are Monday through Friday from 10 to 5. We're located a half a block from the Benton High School. What was that number again, Coach?
435-555-555.
Rock bottom prices and speedy delivery. That's Jesse Drew Rocket Material. Decorative landscaping, driveway rock, topsoil, sand, mulch, or lime. Jesse Drew Rocket Material has what you need to turn your yard into a place where you can relax and be the envy of your neighbors. Jesse Drew Rocket Material also spreads dirt and mulch with their bobcats so you don't have to. Transform your yard or drive into something you've always imagined. Call Jesse Drew Rocket Material at 927-7857. 927-7857.
Tired of feeling just like another number at the big box store pharmacies? Kimmel Champlin Pharmacy takes the time to get to know patients on a first-name basis, understand your needs, explain medications, answer any questions you might have, and maintain a great relationship with your third-party insurance, Medicare, or Illinois Public Aid card. Really, it's the prompt professional service and free delivery in the Benton West City area that really set Kimmel Champlin apart from all the others. Kimmel Champlin Pharmacy inside the Benton Medical Center on Bailey Lane.
Back to Rangers basketball on Q106.
Welcome back to Goreville, the third annual Goreville Invitational. The Benton Rangers outscored the Goreville Blackcats 17-5 in the fourth quarter and win this one going away by a score of 49-35, 49-35. Benton held on to a 32-30 lead heading into the fourth, and then outscored Goreville, as I said, 17-5. And ironically, I thought what was one of the interesting things, the two players that scored for Goreville on a three-pointer and a two-pointer, those two players had not scored in the entire game. So the kids that really contributed did not hurt Benton in the fourth, but the Rangers outscored Goreville 17-5 and moved 2-2 overall, 2-1 in this tournament, and certainly keep themselves alive and in the hunt here. We know from past experiences a long time at the Benton Invitational. On Saturday play, when you've got everybody going at it twice, there's a lot of strange things can happen. So the Rangers are still in the hunt down here. Big game tomorrow. As I mentioned, I'm certainly not saying anything disrespectful about Egyptian, but you've got to believe that AJ is a huge favorite in this matchup against Egyptian here in the last game, getting ready to go here in front of us in about 15 minutes. And if AJ wins that one, they would go into that 2 o'clock game tomorrow against Harrisburg at 3-0. Harrisburg and AJ at 3-0. And of course, if Harrisburg would get AJ, then Benton would have a chance to get Harrisburg tomorrow night if they could get by Johnson City. So still a lot to be decided here tomorrow on the final day when you've got everybody going twice. It can get things can get a little bit squirrely at times. So still a lot to be decided here at the third annual Goreville Invitational. And the Rangers jumped out to a 13-9 lead first quarter, and Goreville give the young Black Cats team some credit. They hung around and certainly made things interesting. Benton led at 24-18 at halftime. Benton held on to, after falling behind in the third quarter, the Rangers rallied and took the lead in the at the end of the third, leading at 32-30. And then Benton came back and outscored Goreville 17-5 in the fourth quarter to win it by 14, 49-35. Our post-game show is brought to you by Jesse Drew Rock and Material. If you need dirt, fill, sand, rock, mulch, or lime, the place to go is Jesse Drew Rock and Material in Benton. Give them a call today at 618-927-7857. That's Jesse Drew Rock and Material, our post-game sponsor here on Benton Ranger basketball. Benton coach Ron Weinmiller making his way across the field. And, of course, our visit with him will be brought to you on our Coach's View Report, brought to you by Skibo Family Eye Care, 4200 Hillberry Road in Mount Vernon. For all your eye care needs, make an appointment with Dr. Emily Miner, Skibo Family Eye Care, 618-242-6338. Or you can visit them online at skibofamilyeyecare.com. That's Skibo Family Eye Care. They bring you our Coach's View Report here on Benton Ranger basketball. The Rangers win at 49-35. 49-35 is the final. And Benton will go against Johnston City tomorrow morning in an 11 o'clock matchup. And again, let me remind you that we'll be bringing you Saturday morning Talking Sports tomorrow morning right here in Goreville. We'll hit the road really early in the morning. We'll be down here for our 2-hour show that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. We're on from 8 to 10, and then we will take a little break, come back about 15 of 11, and with our pregame show and get you set for Benton basketball against Johnston City tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. I'm joined by Benton Ranger head basketball coach Ron Weinmiller, and Ron, it was a 17-5 spurt by the Rangers in the fourth quarter, 49-35 the final. Your thoughts on the game?
I thought it's the best quarter we've played all year. mean, to be honest with you, at both ends of the floor. We were really on them during the third quarter. I thought we got out-scrapped a little, especially on the glass. But in the fourth quarter, they hit a three kind of in semi-transition where Chase was shooting a free throw. He was the back guy in our zone. And, he just couldn't get there. But, man, other than that, we really disrupted him with our zone, and we kind of held it because we thought it would be a pretty good little kind of curveball to him, and it was. And I thought Trey McDaniel played the best quarter of basketball he's played all year in the fourth quarter and really had the team under control. We played completely within ourselves. We never looked fast or set up like we did somewhat early in the game. And probably, they battled back to get in the game. We had our chances to kind of put them away early.
One thing about a game like this, Goreville at home on a Friday night, it's good to get here with a win, period. It's not an easy place to play, and you're taking on the hometown Black Cats.
Yeah, this is like you said, it's a tough place to play. We've come in here 3 years now. First year played a great game against a very, very good Goreville team, and they got us right at the horn. And then last year we were able to get them. And this year, I was scared all day. I told you that before we did the pregame because they have good young talent, and when good young talent gets off to a good start, you never know what's going to happen. And Wes banged that three early, and he kind of was in control of the tempo, and I just felt like our zone really kind of took him out of what he wanted to do.
We talked in our pregame interview. We talked about some of the keys to the game, and you talked about obviously shooting the ball, and you talked about the turnovers. And while both are still not where I know you want it to be, I think both there are some strides being made both directions.
Yeah, and I think the main thing you talked about, we took more under control shots tonight. There were a few times during the fourth quarter where Chase, one time I remember Chase drove the baseline, made a great pass to Wills in the corner. I mean, that's good basketball. Willsy missed a shot, but that's good basketball. Then one time we threw it into the high post to Timmy. He turned it and threw it out to Derek, and then Derek hit Cruz, and Cruz hit Rich on the dive. And that's pretty good basketball, So if we can just move the ball and play at the pace we want to, I thought we did a great job of not allowing ourselves to really get sped up. And, I told Trey one time, I said, take time and score. And we got a rebound, and he took about 2 hard dribbles, and he throttled it back. And I thought, well, good. He's taking time to score. And, I told our guys, this is a good first step. It's always nice to win. It's always nice to get somebody on their home floor. I feel like tonight we took a good first step to basketball.
And lose the home opener and gone 1, 2, or 3 since then, and a couple good games tomorrow. We move away from this one, and no time to enjoy the victory very much. Back down here tomorrow morning. Kind of give us an idea how you're going to handle it. Busy day and a couple of long bus trips back to Goreville tomorrow.
We'll bring them in about 9 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll shoot a little bit and just get a little sweat going for them and talk about Johnson City, watch a little tape, go over matchups, do those kind of things. We'll get on the bus, come down here and play at 11, play Johnson City, and then we'll jump right back on the bus and go home, and then bring them in about 5:30 or so and start talking about Harrisburg, what we want to do with them, and then come back and play and see where we're at.
Talk about Johnson City. What do you see as the keys on? You've had a chance to watch them play a couple times this week. What do you see as the keys there?
A lot of what we saw tonight, a lot of zones. We're going to have to make some shots with the perimeter to kind of open it up for Rich. Rich being in foul trouble really hurt us tonight. But we're going to have to make some shots. They got some guys that can play a little bit. The Greg kid's a really nice player, I think. He's a big body. He'll be a tough matchup for us. The E.J. Henderson, I think, is the last name. Really athletic wing guy for a sophomore. So they got some guys that will present some problems for us. But I think if we come in and handle our business similar to what we did tonight in the fourth quarter, we can find out if we're starting to mature as a team.
And Ron, certainly you even overall record, even at 2-2 tonight with a win. But maybe more importantly, 2-1 in this tournament now, and in the hunt. Still got to have some things go your way and break your right way, but still in the hunt tomorrow, heading into the final day, and that's where you want to be.
Well, I think, you've been around the PIC a long time, and so have I, and anytime you come into Saturday morning and still be in the conversation, we feel like you've had a pretty good week, and we're certainly there, and regardless of what happens, we still like to play good basketball, worry about us, and see if we can't find a way to get a couple wins tomorrow and just be better. You know, I feel like tonight we were better. You didn't really get much from Tuesday night, but we were better as a basketball team tonight, especially in the fourth quarter.
Very good. Ron, congratulations on the victory. We'll look forward to chat with you tomorrow morning on Saturday Morning Talking Sports, and then we'll look forward to a couple of basketball games down here tomorrow. So it'll be a long day, but it'll be a fun day in Goreville tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, the BIC Saturday is always a long day. I'm looking forward to this. And, I would be very remiss if I left here tonight and didn't say congratulations to my good buddy Andy Sloan. I mean, he's got his girls playing well. I watched them practice a little bit before we left tonight. You know, they're playing at a pretty high level. Huge game for them next Monday, or this coming up Monday, at McClanesboro. I think McClanesboro's undefeated too. So I want to say good luck to the Rangerettes and not do anything Monday. Drive over to McClanesboro and watch that.
In fact, a very big week, and Andy will be with us in the morning also on Saturday Morning Talking Sports, but they have Hamilton County on Monday night. I'll be over at Hamilton County to bring that guy to broadcast that game. And then they'll at Nashville next Saturday afternoon for a 1 o'clock game. I'll be in Nashville next Saturday for that afternoon game. So a big week coming up for the Rangerettes. But I had a chance to I've had 4 of the 7 games and had a chance to see them play at Marion. You're right, they are playing at a high level. They've got some really talented players on that team. So I appreciate you saying that. I'm sure Coach Sloan does too. So in any event, thanks, Ron. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
Sounds great.
That's Benton Coach Ron Weinmiller, and we certainly appreciate you being with us tonight. We're going to run through the scoring. I'm going to tell you up front, this scoring is very unofficial. I have had my struggles here tonight in Goreville, and so the scoring is very unofficial, and we'll check it out with the official scoring, and if there's any corrections to be made, we'll do that in the morning. But right now, we're going to tell you, for the Benton Rangers, they were led in scoring, and again, unofficially, they were led by Derek Oxford, who had 14 points. Brendan Richardson had 10. Also with 8 was Cruz Hayes. Trey McDaniel had 11. With 2 was Mark Torres, and with 3, Austin Wills. That rounds out the scoring for the Benton Rangers. And for the Goreville Blackcats, they were led by Brant Glidewell, who had 9. Braden Webb, the freshman, had 7. With 4 points each, it was Kyle Kinder and Tanner Dunn. And with 3 each, Noah Sheets and also Davis Helton. And with 2 points, it was Jonathan Truth. That rounds out the scoring. 49-35 is the final here. And you have to laugh sometimes when you're on the road. At the time things are going on, it's not funny. When you sit back after the game, during the course of this game, we had our tire outlet kicked loose from the wall, which automatically sent me into a tailspin. And then I had to battle cheerleaders in front of me throughout. And let me say this: before anybody calls me, and God bless the cheerleaders. Let me emphasize that. Nothing derogatory about cheerleaders. It's just that I stood up most of the game to try and see over them from my vantage point here on the floor. But in any event, we made it through it, and I guess at the bottom line, no hill for a climber, and we got the win, and we're ready to get out of here and head back toward home. And for a quick trip down here tomorrow morning, 49-35 is the final. 49-35. With that said, for my engineer back at the studio, Dylan Snyder, I'm Jim Muir. I'm speaking for all the good folks at Dana Communication. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Once again, the final score: Benton 49 and Goreville 35. 49-35. The Rangers win it. Good night from Goreville. God bless you.